Security tokens versus utility tokens. Cryptocurrencies have been creating waves in the financial industry for a while now. As more businesses are adopting blockchain technology, there is a rise in the popularity of tokens as well. Tokens are digital assets or currencies that are issued by a company to raise funds for its operations. However, not all tokens are created equal, and it can be confusing to differentiate between them. Security tokens and utility tokens are two of the most common types of tokens, each with its own unique features and benefits. In this blog video, we'll demystify security tokens and utility tokens and explain the differences between them. We'll also discuss the benefits and limitations of each type of token and help you understand which one is right for your business needs. 1. Introduction to security tokens and utility tokens. In the world of cryptocurrency and blockchain technology, security tokens and utility tokens are two terms that often come up in discussions. While both types of tokens play a significant role in the digital asset space, they serve different purposes and have distinct characteristics. To understand the difference between security tokens and utility tokens, it's essential to grasp their fundamental definitions. Security tokens represent ownership or an investment in a particular asset, such as stocks, bonds, real estate, or other financial instruments. They are designed to comply with securities regulations, offering investors certain rights and benefits, such as dividends, profit sharing, or voting rights. On the other hand, utility tokens, also known as application tokens, are primarily used to access a product or service within a blockchain network. These tokens grant holders certain privileges or functionalities within a decentralized platform. Utility tokens are not considered investments in the traditional sense, as their value is derived from their usability and demand within the network ecosystem. While security tokens are subject to strict regulatory requirements, utility tokens operate in a more flexible regulatory environment. This distinction arises due to the nature of their underlying purposes. Security tokens aim to provide investors with financial opportunities and protection, while utility tokens are meant to facilitate interactions and incentivize participation in decentralized applications. It's important to note that the distinction between security tokens and utility tokens can sometimes be blurry. Some tokens may exhibit characteristics of both types, leading to debates over their classification. Regulatory authorities play a crucial role in determining whether a token falls under the security or utility category, based on factors such as its economic substance, tokenomics, and the expectations of token holders. Point 2. Understanding the differences in token types. Understanding the differences in token types is crucial when navigating the world of cryptocurrency. While both security tokens and utility tokens are forms of digital assets, they serve different purposes and have distinct characteristics. Security tokens represent ownership in an underlying asset or company and are subject to regulations imposed by financial authorities. These tokens are designed to provide investors with financial rights, such as dividends, profit sharing, or voting rights. They are often used to tokenize traditional financial instruments like stocks, bonds, or real estate. Security tokens offer investors the potential for capital appreciation and a share in the success of the underlying asset or company. On the other hand, utility tokens are primarily used to access a product or service within a blockchain ecosystem. These tokens have a specific utility function, such as granting access to a platform, fueling transactions, or providing certain privileges. Utility tokens are not intended as investment vehicles, but rather as tools for interacting with decentralized applications, DApps, or decentralized platforms. While security tokens are subject to strict regulatory requirements, utility tokens have more flexibility and are often associated with initial coin offerings, ICOs. It is important to note that the regulatory landscape for both types of tokens is evolving, and compliance requirements may vary depending on jurisdiction. 3. What are security tokens? Security tokens are a relatively new and evolving concept in the world of cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology. To understand security tokens, it is essential to grasp the distinction between security tokens and utility tokens. Unlike utility tokens, which are primarily used to access a specific product or service within a blockchain ecosystem, security tokens are designed to represent ownership interests or rights in an underlying asset. These assets can range from traditional financial instruments such as stocks, bonds, and real estate, to more innovative concepts like revenue-sharing agreements or fractional ownership in artwork. One of the key characteristics of security tokens is their compliance with existing securities regulations. This means that security token offerings, STOs, must adhere to the legal framework set by regulatory bodies, such as the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, in the United States. This regulatory compliance provides investors with certain protections, such as disclosure requirements and investor rights, that are not typically associated with utility tokens. Another important aspect of security tokens is their potential for increased liquidity. By representing ownership in real-world assets, security tokens can enable easier fractionalization and transferability of those assets. This opens up new opportunities for investors, as they can now access investment opportunities that were previously inaccessible or illiquid. 4. What are utility tokens? Utility tokens are a type of digital asset that are typically issued by blockchain-based projects or companies. These tokens are designed to have a specific use within a decentralized network or platform. Unlike traditional cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin or Ethereum, which serve as a means of value exchange, utility tokens are created with the purpose of providing access to a product, service, or ecosystem. The key characteristic of utility tokens is that they grant holders certain rights or privileges within the associated network. These can include things like access to specific features, voting rights, or discounts on goods and services. Essentially, utility tokens are a way for projects to incentivize user participation and engagement within their platforms. One important distinction to understand is that utility tokens do not represent ownership or equity in the issuing company. Instead, they function as a form of digital asset that can be used within the project's ecosystem. This means that their value is derived from their utility and demand within the network, rather than being tied to the financial performance of the issuing entity. 5. Key differences between security tokens and utility tokens. Understanding the key differences between security tokens and utility tokens is crucial for anyone venturing into the world of cryptocurrency and blockchain. While both types of tokens are integral to the blockchain ecosystem, they serve distinct purposes and have different characteristics. Firstly, let's delve into security tokens. As the name suggests, security tokens are designed to represent ownership in an underlying asset, such as equity in a company, real estate, or even fine art. These tokens typically adhere to existing securities regulations and carry legal rights and obligations, similar to traditional securities. Security tokens often offer investors the potential for dividends, profit sharing, or voting rights, making them an attractive option for those seeking financial returns. On the other hand, utility tokens provide access to a specific product or service within a blockchain network. Unlike security tokens, utility tokens do not represent ownership or equity in any form. Instead, they function as a form of digital currency, enabling users to access and utilize a platform's features or services. Utility tokens are often used to incentivize user participation, facilitate transactions, or grant exclusive benefits within a particular ecosystem. We hope you found our video on security tokens versus utility tokens informative and enlightening. Understanding the differences between these two types of tokens is crucial for anyone interested in the world of blockchain and cryptocurrency. By breaking down the key characteristics, use cases, and regulatory considerations, we aim to demystify these concepts and provide you with a solid foundation of knowledge. Armed with this understanding, you can confidently navigate the evolving landscape of digital assets and make informed decisions. Stay tuned for more insightful content on the ever-changing world of blockchain technology.